Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen. Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who describes himself in Ayatul Kursi saying, Allah, there is no deity except Him, the ever-living, the sustainer of all existence. Neither drowsiness overtakes Him, nor sleep. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. Who is it that can intercede except by His permission? He knows what is before them and what will be after them, and they encompass not a thing of His knowledge except for what He wills. His kursi extends over the heavens and the earth, and their preservation tires Him not, and He is the Most High, the Most Great. Sadaqallahul Azim. And may all peace and blessings be upon the beloved of Allah, the Imam of the messengers, the seal of prophethood, the mercy to the universes, the light of guidance, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, who has been described in the Qasidatul Burda, Imam al-Busri, who is saying, how noble is the character of Nabiullah, who has been decorated with the best manners, who was dressed with beauty and has been disguised behind his pleasant temper. He is like a blooming flower in its freshness. He is like the full moon in its splendor. He is the ocean in generosity and eternal in his fearless courage. And may all peace and blessings be upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the Khulafai Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza. Ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, welcome to you on this holy day of Jumu'ah, on the 19th day of the second Islamic month of Safar. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying about the Jumu'ah day in his Hadith Sharif, Friday is the best of days. It was on this day that Hazrat Adam ﷺ was created. It was on this day that he was granted entry into Jannah. And it was on this day that he was removed from Jannah. And the day of resurrection, the day of Qiyamah, will also take place on this day. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ proclaimed the message of Islam more than 1400 years ago in the deserts of Arabia, that message shook the foundations of every civilization, every society that had been built on the face of the earth. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Holy Quran about the message of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and say, Haqq, truth has come, and Batil, falsehood has perished. Indeed, falsehood is ever bound to perish. O believers, what is one of the aspects of Islam that changed the world forever? What is one of the jewels that the Holy Prophet ﷺ brought down with him in his heavenly message that made Islam triumph over all other systems? It is seen in the ayat of the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Hujurat, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. The believers are nothing else but brothers. Only the believers, they are brothers. In another ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and hold fast, hold firmly, hold tightly, all of you together to the rope of Allah, and do not be divided amongst yourself. And remember Allah's favor on you, because you were once enemies to one another. But He joined your hearts together, so that by His favor you became brothers, and you were on the edge of the pit of fire, and He saved you from it. Allah makes His ayat clear to you that you may be guided. In his last khutbah, the Hujjatul Wada, the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, O people, remember that your Lord is one. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, and a non-Arab has no superiority over an Arab. Also, a black has no superiority over white, and the white has no superiority over black, except in taqwa. Indeed, the best among you is the one with more taqwa. Islam is the first message that ever came to the history of mankind that made people, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their race, regardless of their tribe, their nationality, their country, Islam made them to become brothers to each other. It made enemies to become brothers to each other. In the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, there were people whose clans had been at war for generations, but when they took shahadat and gave bayat to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they became brothers and lived in the same houses as each other. The only superiority in Islam is taqwa. And that brotherhood of Islam, it continued after the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It continued all the way until the time of the Ottoman Empire. It did not matter if a person was Turkish or an Arab or a Bosnian or a Malay or an Albanian or an African or a Kurd or an Indian. It didn't matter. People from every single nationality, every single color of every single nation, they were united under the flag of the Khalifah, united under the flag of Islam. Just like they were united and they were brothers in the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdulkerim Kibrisi al-Rabbani, Qaddasallahu sir, who is a grandson of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and a grandson of the Ottoman Sultans, he has revived this brotherhood in this Ahir Zaman, in the Osmanli Dergah, and its Jama'at all over the world. We are trying to bring that brotherhood back. And that is a part of the mission of Sahib al-Saif. O believers, murids, do not be from those who are breaking this brotherhood. Do not be from those who are making divisions. Do not be from those who are making fitna. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying in his Hadith Sharif, fitna is sleeping, and the one who wakes it up is cursed. And Allah, the Holy Prophet, and the awliya Allah, they hate to see divisions between those who are brothers. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying in his Hadith Sharif, among you spread the disease of previous nations. Amongst you, there will be those who spread the disease of previous nations, which is envy and hatred. It is what I call the razor, because it tears out your religion the same way the razor shaves hair. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah withholds His mercy from those brothers who are fighting with each other. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying in Hadith Sharif, the gates of Jannah are open on Mondays and Thursdays. And then every servant is granted forgiveness if he does not associate anything with Allah in worship. But the person in whose heart there is hatred against his brother, they will not be pardoned. And with regard to them, it will be said twice, hold both of them until they fix things with each other. In another hadith, the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, do not hold grudges against one another, or jealousy, or enmity, and do not show your backs to one another, and become as fellow brothers and servants of Allah. It is not lawful for a Muslim to avoid speaking with his brother beyond 3 days. And he ﷺ is also saying, it is not lawful for a Muslim to forsake his brother beyond these 3 days. And whosoever does so for more than 3 days and then dies, he will certainly enter Jahannam. Whoever abandons his brother for a year is like one who has killed him. And our Shaykh Sahib al-Saif is saying, if you are calling yourself Nakshibendi, you don't break nobody's heart. If you break somebody's heart, you are not one of us. If you break and you just say, I don't care, you are not one of us. Murids, we have a huge work ahead of us. And for us to do that work, we have to be brothers to each other. And for us to be brothers to each other, we have to be united under the flag of our Shaykh. We should not fight with each other. We should not be jealous of each other. We should not have suspicion of each other. If we want to reach to the time of Mahdi alayhi salam, if we want to be with our Shaykh during that time, then we need to hold strongly the brotherhood that the Holy Prophet ﷺ came with, that was continued by the friends of Allah, that was held high by the Ottomans. As Saibul Saif is saying, we are trying to build our own community. We are trying to bring all these orders that are given to us through Holy Prophet ﷺ. My duty is to bring the community together, to watch, to make you understand what is right and what is wrong, and to work on people. Your duty is to accept when I say this is right and this is wrong. That way we can build. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to build. And in the judgment day, you are going to be responsible. You are going to be responsible. Not only me. You will be responsible. Every individual will be responsible. You will be accounted for whether you did what is for you or not. Everybody knows what is for them to do, and everyone knows what is their duty in this world. This community looks very small, but who knows, maybe it is one of the biggest works. For me, it is one of the biggest works. It doesn't matter if it's small. We are not trying to change the world. We are trying to build something. And whoever helps in that, whoever spends on the way, they will be blessed. Whoever tries to put barricades knowingly or unknowingly, they will be cursed. We're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us always united under the flag of our Shaykh and to count us as those doing His work. Ameen. Astaghfirullah.